seems impossible to grow forever in a finite world. What do you think?
I think that in the very, very long run, that's true as long as population is increasing. So if you start to look at population, what's happening to the population in Italy and what's happening to the population in most of Europe? And the answer is straightforward, it's starting to decline. Only in France, I think, is population really increasing, and even their fertility has begun to decline. So as population declines, and in Asia, by the way, outside of India, you're also seeing population decline. Latin America is still growing, but the fertility rates are such that they're coming down, and they're very close to just replacement rate. So the first answer to that question is, population is now what, about 8 billion? It may go up to 11 billion, but if the fertility trends continue to occur, population is going to shrink. And as population shrinks, you can have no economic growth, but still improving economic conditions for people. So that's the first condition that you're hoping for. And again, I think if you look at these projections outside of Africa, and maybe Latin America, that population growth looks like it's going to peak sometime within 100, 150 years from now. So that's the first answer to that question. The second answer to that question is that when you look at what people want, it's increasingly non-resource intensive. So what is going to happen to your children when they get older? Hopefully, by the time they get to be 80, they'll have half of their body will be artificial parts. Well, or when they get to be 90 or 100, half their bodies will be artificial parts, and they'll work really well. Now, that is a very expensive kind of economic activity, but it's not energy and resource intensive. They'll be incredibly well educated because they'll go to school till they're 40, then they'll work from 40 to 70. And then they'll retire with the artificial body parts from 70 to 110. But notice that the process of getting them educated is not energy intensive. That the sorts of things that you're talking about, people beginning to spend money on, are things that do not use as much energy as before. So the United States, for example, is now, as it's moved more and more into services, actually has declining energy use per capita. And energy use certainly per unit of GDP. And if that takes over, these resource constraints won't be a problem. And if that's improved by the demographic trends that finally turn negative, then you won't have to worry at all.